You've done it. You found your perfect house, survived the bidding war, and then you submitted your massive mortgage application to a German bank. And now, nothing. Radio silence. In Germany, that silence is the most expensive sound you'll ever hear. Is the bank saying no? Are they stress testing your finances? Or did the advisor just take a long weekend? If you're waiting for an answer, stop worrying. I'm giving you an insider access to the banking world. We are pulling the curtain back on the German mortgage black box to show you a regulated chain of command your file is going through right now. Specifically, we're going to uncover the most powerful, unfeeling, and important department you've never heard of, the Marktfolge. They're the ones who decide your fate, and they don't care about your friendly relationship with the bank. Ready to see how the German sausage is made? Let's dive in. Hi, my name is Ajay, and in this channel we're going to guide you on how to buy a house here in Germany. Let me tell you a secret. This silence is actually a good sign. It means the machinery is working. Most people think that when you apply for a mortgage, a single person at the bank looks at it and says yes or no. But that's not how it works here in Germany. As a home loan consultant, I guide expats to the German property market every day. My job is to get your application through the door. But today I want to show you what happens after I send your file to the bank. We're going to open the black box of German banking. I'm going to walk you through the 4-step chain of command, from you to me to the bank's sales team and finally to the scary sounding department called Marktfolge. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly who's judging your application right now and why that silence is necessary for approval. To understand the process, you have to visualize a chain. It's like a relay race. Step 1 is you. You provide the raw data. Step 2 is me, your consultant. My job is to package that data into a story that makes sense. I check your affordability, organize the documents, and I pitch your case to the bank which is the right fit for you. But once I hit the submit button, the file leaves my desk and it enters the bank. This is where the 2-step approval begins. You see, in Germany we have a strict banking regulation called MaRisk, minimum requirements for risk management. These rules demand a strict separation of power. It's called the Vier-Augen-Prinzip, the 4-eye principle. The person who sells you the loan is not allowed to be the person who approves the risk. This creates a specific flow inside the bank. First, your application lands on the desk of the Vertrieb. This is the sales department or the front desk. This is the contact person I talk to at the bank. Their goal is similar to ours. They want you to give the loan. They have sales targets to meet. They want to close the deal. The front office does a first check. They look at the package I sent them. They check, is the salary sufficient? Is the equity really there? Does the residency permit look valid? All these kind of things. If everything looks good, they give a green light from their side. This is often when you might hear from me saying it's looking promising, or we're about to get it signed off. But, and this is crucial, this is not the final approval. The front office cannot sign off on the money yet. They only have the power to recommend the deal. Once they say yes, they pass the file to the department that causes the most anxiety, the Marktfolge. Marktfolge literally translates to market follow-up, but in banking terms it means risk management or the back office. Here's the reality of the Marktfolge. They do not have sales targets. They do not care how nice you are. They don't know me and they don't know you. Their only job is to protect the bank from losing money. When your file is in this stage, this usually is when the silence happens. They're going through your finances with a fine-tooth comb. They calculate your Kapitaldienstfähigkeit, your ability to repay the funds. And this is a fancy German word for can you actually afford this? But they don't calculate it based on your current lifestyle. They use strict statistical tables. They apply a Lebenshaltungskostenpauschale, a lump sum for cost of living. Even if you say you only spend 500 euros on food, they might calculate 1250, just because statistics say so. They also stress test your interest rate. If rates go up in 10 years, can you still afford the house? If this back office finds a discrepancy, maybe a weird transaction in your bank statement or a gap in your employment history, they will send a query back to the sales team who sends it to me, and I come back to you if I can't answer the question myself. If they're satisfied, they stamp the file approved. Since they are the second pair of eyes, this is the binding decision. While the risk team is checking you, another team is checking the property. This is the Wertermittlung. This is where many deals face a hurdle. You and the seller might agree that the house is worth 500k, but the bank doesn't care about the market price. They care about the Beleihungswert, the mortgage lending value. This is the value the bank is 100% sure they could sell the house for if you stop paying your mortgage tomorrow. Usually, this happens in the background. The bank uses software and algorithms to check the location, the size. This is called a desktop evaluation. However, if the property is old or the price seems very high for the area, the Marktfolge might demand a human surveyor to go visit the house. If the bank's valuation comes back lower than the purchase price, they might say, Ajay, we can't finance the full amount, the client needs to put in more own equity. This is waiting period is so critical. We are waiting for the bank to agree that the house is worth the money. Okay, let's say the front office is happy, the back office is happy, and evaluation is fine as well. Congratulations, you get the Darlehensvertrag, the loan contract. I'll usually review this with you to make sure the interest rate and terms match what we discussed. I'll also walk you through almost paragraph by paragraph so that you understand the full contract and you know what you're signing. You'll see a lot of legal text. One document included is the Zweckerklärung, a declaration of purpose. Don't worry too much about this one, it simply legally connects the debt to the specific property so the bank has security. But the most common question I get is about the 14 days. You'll see a section about Widerrufsrecht, the right of withdrawal. In most cases it is highlighted with a light gray background or printed bold. Here's a common misconception about that. You do not have to wait 14 days to sign. You sign the contract immediately to secure the interest rate. The moment you sign and receive the instructions on your rights, a 14-day clock starts ticking. During these 14 days, you can legally cancel the loan without a penalty. It's a consumer protection law. But for most of my clients, you don't want to cancel. You want the house. So you sign and the process moves forward immediately. You don't have to sit and wait for the 2 weeks to pass. Now, you have a signed contract, but you don't have the money yet. The bank's vault is still locked. To unlock it, you need to fulfill the Auszahlungsvoraussetzungen, the payout conditions. The most important condition is the Grundschuld, the land charge. This is the security the bank puts in the land registry. Now, a quick note on costs, because this surprises people. You will go to the notary to sign your purchase contract, the Kaufvertrag. The bank needs you also to sign the land charge deed, the Grundschuldbestellung. Sometimes you do this in the same appointment as the purchase, so back to back. Sometimes, if the bank documents were late, you do it in a separate appointment. Clients often ask me, Ajay, if I do a separate appointment, do I need to pay extra? The answer is no, you don't. The big fees, the recording fees, and the contract court fees for the land charge apply regardless. You cannot avoid them. The bank will not pay out a single euro until they are sure they have the first rank in the land registry. And once the notary sends the proof to the bank that this land charge is being entered, the back office does one final check and then ping, the money is released to the seller. To summarize the journey, you give the files to me. I package it for the bank's front desk. The front office sells it to the back office. The back office checks the risks and the property value. It's a strict, regulated system designed to keep the German economy stable. So the next time you're waiting in that period of silence after we apply, don't worry. It just means the Marktfolge is doing their math. If you're looking to navigate the system and want someone who knows how to package your application for the green light, let's get in touch. I'm Ajay, helping you find your home in Germany. If you found this insider look helpful, please like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.